welcome to this week's level 2 class. For today's class, you're just going to need a mat, a headrest, 2 light weights, and then a foam roller or a small ball. So we'll get started off with the warm-up. We'll start on our hands and knees. So same as usual, knees directly below hips, hands are directly below your shoulders. Starting off by dropping the ribcage down, arching the back, looking up in front. And then rounding out the spine all the way, looking down between the knees. Dropping the ribcage down, arching the back, looking up in front. And then rounding out the spine, looking down between the knees. Again, dropping the ribcage down, arching the back, looking up. And once more, rounding out the spine, looking down between the knees. Then coming to a neutral flat back position, we'll straighten out the right leg behind and the left arm in front. So try to keep your arm and leg at hip and arm length and distance. Try not to bring them down like this. Try to keep them at the same height. So we'll start off with some small circles here. And gradually make the circles bigger, trying to keep the back nice and flat. It'll get a little bit more difficult. Good, till the circles are nice and big. And then lower down. Left leg, right arm. Starting off with small circles. Focusing on keeping the back flat and the body still. And that arm and leg at the same height. And then making them bigger. Trying to keep the body still. And lower down. Then we'll straighten out the right leg and the left arm again. Then we're going to bring the elbow and knee in together. And then elbow and knee apart. So when you bring them apart, make sure you're not arching like this. Keep the back flat. So in together, let the back round. Reach apart, keep the back flat. In together and reach apart. When you come in together, you should feel the abs contract as you round and then relax as you straighten. Good, we have 3 more. 2 and 1. And then switch, left leg, right arm. Elbow and knee coming in together and reaching apart. In together, apart. Good. And 3 more. 2 and 1 more. And lower down. Shifting all the weight over to your left, straighten out the right leg and the right arm. Once you have your balance, small circles. Keep the neck nice and long, keep looking down. Make sure you're not looking up. And lower. Shift the weight to the right side, straighten out the left leg and the left arm. And then small circles here. And lower down. And then we'll come into a high plank. So a high plank is when the arms are straight, a low plank is when the arms are down. So high plank, step the feet back. And we'll hold this here. And then we'll open up one direction. So I'm going to my right and then open up the opposite direction. And then we'll open up the opposite way. And then once more this way. I don't want to say directions or else I might confuse a few people. Drop the knees down, lower the body nice and slow, and then gently peel the chest up off the mat. And then sit the hips back into child's pose. Feel a nice stretch in the shoulders and the mid-back. And then we'll come onto our backs. And then we will imprint the spine and bring the legs in the tabletop, keeping the spine imprinted. Tap the right foot down and then the left foot. Nice soft taps. Shoulders are relaxed. keeping the spine imprinted, gradually tapping a little bit further. And one more on each leg. And then squeeze the legs together, tap both down. Good, gradually going a little bit further, keeping the spine imprinted. Good, two more. Last one. And rest the feet down. Then bring the feet about hip distance apart. Imprint the spine, lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes, and slowly rolling back down. Just warming up with a few basic glute bridges here. Lifting up and lower. Make sure you're imprinting before you lift, and then rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Imprinting, lifting up, and lowering. Good, two more. Last one, we're gonna keep the hips up. We're gonna bring the right leg to tabletop and then the left leg. So this is called marching. So it's basically a combination of your toe taps and your glute bridge. Now, if you wanna make this harder, lift the arms up. This is optional, so if you're finding this difficult, if your hips are dropping now, then lower the arms. But if you're able, keep the hips up, right leg up, left leg up. Good, we have four more. 3, 2, keep that right leg up, small pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch, left leg, small pulses. Squeeze the right glutes as you pulse up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. And then we'll grab the ball or roller. And remember, if you don't have one, that's okay. Just try to cross the arms or make it difficult in a different way. So there's always ways to make things easier or harder. So we'll just start off with the elbows on the mat, 2 feet on a ball or roller if you have one. Even if you have an old football lying around, something like that, if you just deflate it slightly, that works really well. Imprint the spine. Lifting up and lower back down. Imprint and lift and lower, lifting up and lower. Good, lift and lower. And 3 more. 2 and 1, and lower down. For the next one, grab some light weights and bring them down close to you if you don't have them. So just near your arms. So for the next one, we're gonna lift the arms up and bring them out to the side. That's optional as well. So if you don't have any weights, that's okay. But water bottles work, tins of beans, anything you have lying around that's around half a kg or 1 kg. Imprint, lifting up. We're gonna hold both weights straight up and lower down. Imprint and lift. As you lift, pull the shoulders back. Make sure they're not up by your ears. Keep them down and back. Good. Imprint and lift and lower. So we want to target every muscle group in this workout. Lift and lower. Good, we have 4 more. Good, 2 more. Last one, keep the hips up, small pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the hips up. Right arm out to the side, back together, left arm, and back. So I know there's a lot going on with this exercise, but just think about squeezing your glutes, keeping the hips up, and then nice and controlled with the arms. So your body should stay still as your arm moves out to the side. Good, 2 more on each side. Last one on each side. Keep those hips up Good, see if you can keep the hips up. Bring the knees apart together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Lower down. I don't know if your legs were burning with that one, but mine were. Good, we'll put the weights to the side for now. I'll give you a quick rest, and then we'll do a couple single leg bridges. So we'll start with the left foot on the roller, right leg into the chest, arms down by your side. Starting off, imprinting, lifting up, and lower down. Imprint and lift, and lower, imprint, lift, and lower. Lift and lower. Good, 3 more. 2 and 1. Good, switching over. Right foot on the ball or roller. Left leg into the chest, arms down by your side. Again, if you don't have a roller or ball, try these with the arms crossed if your foot's just down on the mat, just to make things a bit harder. Or again, if you have those weights, you can do them with the arms up. So there's a lot of different variations here that you can play around with. So right foot on the roller, left leg into the chest, imprint, lifting up. Nice and controlled on the way down. Keep that leg in tight to the chest. Try not to use it for momentum, so keep it in tight. The movement should be coming from the right glutes, not the left. Good, 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, switching back. Right foot into the chest, elbows on the mat, hands on the rib cage. Imprint, lifting up and lower. Remember, keeping that knee in tight to the chest. Shoulders are relaxed here. Imprint and lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. Nearly there. 3 more. 2 and 1. Switching over. Last set here. Right leg on the roller, left leg into the chest, elbows on the mat, imprint, lifting up and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. 2 more. Last one. Perfect. And then we'll put the roller to the side. And then we'll straighten the legs out, grabbing some light weights if you have them. Otherwise, you don't need to use any weights with this one. We'll just do a couple roll-ups. So reach the arms back, squeeze those legs together. So activating the inner thigh, reaching the arms back, arms forward, chin to chest, rolling up, shoulders pinched. Slowly curling vertebrae by vertebrae. And reaching back. Arms forward, chin to chest. If this feels easy, just do it even slower so you don't have to do my tempo. The faster you go, the more momentum you're going to generate. So the easier it is. The slower you go, the more you're relying on your core to lift you up. And rolling down. Now to make it more difficult, reach the arms up. See, this generates less momentum with the arms, so it's even harder. Rolling up. Good. 2 more here. Keep the legs heavy on the mat. Last one here, and then we'll try 3 with our hands behind our head. So hopefully this is getting a little bit easier now, if you've been following along. So legs are together, so the reason this is harder because now you have no momentum, whereas with the first few you have the arms helping you up, and now you don't have anything, you're just using your core. That's why the elbows want to flick in, because they're trying to generate force, or momentum I should say. So legs squeeze together, arms behind the head. Try to keep those elbows out. Chin to the chest, rolling up, sitting up tall, shoulders pinched back, slowly curling down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep the elbows out. Good. We have 2 more. Keep the elbows out as best you can. Sitting up and rolling down. And 1 more here. And rolling down. Perfect. Now we're going to try something that's kind of in between a roll up and boat pose. So remember, boat pose is when we land sitting like a boat. So now we're going to do one that's kind of in the middle. So the legs are going to be bent. Your feet are about hip width apart. Press the feet into the ground. Reach the arms back. Press the low back into the mat as best you can. It's okay if there's a little bit of a lift, but try not to be completely arched like this. So do tuck your hips back. And then arms forward, chin to chest, sitting up tall. And then we're going to lower down slowly as possible. Good. Rolling up. Don't let the feet lift, sitting up tall, slowly rolling down. Reaching back, rolling up. So when you sit up, you should want to be really straight, so almost in a V position here. And then when you roll down, your low back curls into a C position. Roll it, reaching back. Again, rolling up. And lowering down. Good, try not to let those feet lift. If you want to make it easier, you can bring the feet further away like this. It's easier to keep them pressed down. To make it harder, bend the knees more. Good, and then rolling up, and on the next one now we're going to go back halfway. We're going to lift the right foot and the left foot. So if you can, try to keep both feet up. If you need to, so see how my toe is just touching? If you need to, bring one foot down and switch. But if you want to make it harder, small taps. Lean back further, really lightly. Keep maintaining a nice long neck. Pretend a string is pulling you from the top of your head. We have 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest the feet down, rolling down slowly. I meant 5 more each leg. I should have said that. And we have 1 more set of those. Rolling up, sitting up tall, halfway down. Right leg, left. See if you can lift both feet up now. See if you can lean back more. Can you roll back a little bit further? Really feel this in the core muscles here. So shoulders are pinched back. Should really feel it in the tummy. Really light touches. Good, 4 more each leg. 3, 2, and 1. Good, rolling down. Put the weights down. Whew. Hopefully you felt that in the core muscles. Good, and now we'll just do a couple into boat pose. I know we've done a lot here, so I won't torture you too much, but reach the arms back, imprint the spine. Some people would think these are even easier than those other roll-ups, so it might not be too bad. So arms reaching back, arms forward, chin to chest, rolling up, and slowly rolling back down. Because when the legs are lifted, it gives you a little bit more momentum as you rock forward. When the legs are down on the mat, you're really using your core a lot more. And rolling down. Good, we have 3 more. Sitting up tall. 2. And 1 more. We're going to do Russian twist just to finish it off. Good, switch to one weight. Tap to the right, tap to the left. Really working those obliques on the sides here. So I wasn't joking when I said we were going to work every muscle. Good. Try to keep the legs squeezed together. As you squeeze the legs, you're working those inner thigh muscles. If you need to, rest the feet down. If you want to make it harder, lean back a little bit more. Good, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in, rolling back, rock side to side. Give the low back a little massage, whatever feels nice. And then resting the feet down. Then we'll imprint the spine, bring the legs into tabletop, straighten the legs up. Small flutter kicks with the legs. If you want to make it harder, bring the legs down a bit lower. If you want to make it easier, bring the legs up higher. So spine's imprinted. You can keep a slight bend in your knee if you need to. Just focus on that imprint here. You shouldn't be able to fit your hand under your back. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting down. So with the roll-ups, we were targeting more upper abdominals, and now with these exercises, we're getting our lower abdominals. Imprint the spine, legs into tabletop, straighten the legs up, lower the legs down, and lift them back up. If you want to make it harder, chin to the chest, rolling forward, keeping those legs squeezed together. Good, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bend the knees, rest the head back. And then we'll imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, squeeze the legs together. Hands behind the head, elbows pointing out. Chin to the chest, rolling forward, elbows and knees in together. Knees and elbows are apart, in together, apart. Don't worry if they don't touch. Just bring them in towards each other. And then squeeze your abs as you extend the legs and keep the legs squeezed together. Good, we have 4 more. 3, 2, and 1 more. Good, and rest the head back. And then take your time coming onto your stomach. Forehead resting on your hands. So we'll start off lifting both legs up, small flutter kicks with the legs, keeping the shoulders pinched back. For 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Press the hips into the mat, lift the upper body up and lower down. Lifting up and lower, lift and lower. Don't let the legs lift. And lower, lift and lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Resting down. Bending the knees to 90 degrees. Press the hips into the mat. Lift the left thigh up and the right thigh up. Good, alternating each side. So I know it's hard to tell here, but make sure your leg doesn't flare out. So you don't want it coming out like that. You want it going straight up. So the best way to make sure you're doing this is to feel if the leg is sliding along the other leg. So you squeeze the legs together because we want to target the glute max muscle with this one. So you want to go straight up. Good, 2 more on each side. Last one on each side. Good, and now we're gonna bring the knees wide. So with that one, we're getting the glute max muscle, the big glute muscle, and now we're gonna get the smaller glute med muscle that goes on the top of the glutes. So we're gonna bring the knees wide, squeeze the soles of the feet together, press the hips into the mat, lift the thighs up, and lower down. So you should feel this on the upper and outer glutes, lifting up and lower. So really try to squeeze as you lift. If you can pause for a second, really get that contraction at the top. It'll help to build the muscle up even stronger. Good. 3 more. 2, and 1 more. Good, straighten the legs out. Bend the right leg, grab hold of the right leg. If this is really stiff for you, you can grab a towel and hook it around, or a belt, and pull the leg back. So we're just getting a nice quad stretch here. Or if this is uncomfortable, you can come to the side. I'll show you this way. You can come to the side and just pull it back like this, the way we usually do it. I'm just showing you guys a different one for today. So now we're gonna do the left side. So gently pulling the ankle and letting go. Now we'll bring the hands down by our side. Squeeze the legs together, press the hips into the mat, keep the chin tucked in, lift the upper body up, twist the thumbs back and pinch your shoulder blades together. Lower back down, lifting up, twist and pinch, and lower, working those lower traps and the postural muscles around the mid-back that are really important for having good posture. And this is a really good exercise if you get chronic neck pain. Good, 4 more. Keep the chin tucked in, 3, 2, and 1 more. Good, and now we're gonna finish off with another good one for your posture, really good for your shoulder mobility and for your mid-back. So they're called W's and Y's. So we're gonna first come into a W, and then we're gonna come up into a Y. So we're gonna press the hips down into the mat. Arms start off in a W position. So we're gonna lift the shoulders up, squeeze them together, reach up into a Y, and then lower back down, and start again. So rest the arms down, lift up, reach up, straighten the arms, back to the W's, and then back down, lifting up, reaching up. So the goal is to keep the arms lifted the whole time as you reach up. So into the Y movement, you don't want your arms to touch the mat or the floor. Lifting up. Good. And we have 3 more. 2. And 1. And resting down. Then we'll bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the chin in, peel the body up off the mat into a cobra. So remember, you want your hips to stay in contact here. So make sure you're not coming up like this where the hips are lifted. So you can keep a soft bend in the elbow, or if it's quite sore or stiff, just come to the forearms here. So this shouldn't be painful. And then going back into one more child's pose. And then this time we'll walk the hands over to the left, lean your body to the right, just stretching out the obliques and the lats on the right side, so the muscles just down on the side of the rib cage. And then we'll walk the hands over to your right side, or whichever side you didn't do. Then leaning your body to the left, feeling that nice stretch all the way down. And then we'll come onto our elbow for a few glute exercises. So bending the bottom knee, grabbing hold of a weight if you want to make it harder. This is optional. If you want to make it even harder, straighten the legs. If you want to make it easier, coming down like this. So if you're resting down, so for the first one we're going to lift the hips up. If you're resting down, just lift the top leg. So you'll just do 2 rounds of that. If you're able, try to start off on the knee for just at least the first round. Give it a go. So elbow under the shoulder. If you want to make this harder, again, holding that weight straight up. You want a straight line, so make sure you're not up here or down like this. So nice straight line. Then we're going to lift the hips up high and control on the way down. Lifting up and lower for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Top leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Top leg up, small circles forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. 1 more up like that, and then we'll go down onto our side. Arms straight up. Lift the hips up high. Top leg out, on arm out, and then reaching in together, crunching on the side, reaching out. In together and out. Keep the hips up. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Lower down. Put the weight to the side. Last one we're gonna do here is we're gonna do clams, but as we lift the hips, we're gonna open the knees at the same time. So we're gonna lift, open, lower. For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. Woo, and lower. Now we gotta do the other side. So if you had the weight before, try to do it again. If that's painful in your shoulder though, if it's pinching or anything, try with no weight. If you wanna lift the arm up, shouldn't be painful. So, bending the bottom knee. So try to start the same way you started the last one. Arm up in a nice straight line, lifting straight up and lower for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep the hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straight into those small circles. Try to keep the hips up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch directions. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Only 2 left. Nearly there. Arm up. Lift the hips up. Extend the arm. Lift the leg. Elbow and knee in together. Elbow and knee apart. Lifting up. Good. Keep those hips up. Keep your belly button tucked in towards your spine. Always protecting the low back. We have 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Resting down. Putting the weight to the side. Last one here. Now, elbow into the shoulder. Knees are bent now. So now we're going to lift up, open, and lower. So lift first, then open. That's 2. So make sure the hips are up and then open the knee. You really don't want to roll back, so make sure you're not twisting or anything like this. So body's nice and straight, just the knee opens. So picture just like a door opening, so nothing else should move. Open, close. Good. 4 more, nearly there. 3, 2, and 1 more. And lower down. Then we'll come onto our backs and we'll stretch the legs out. Starting off with the right knee into the chest. Shoulders relaxed. And then we'll bring that right arm out to the side, twisting the right knee across into a spinal twist. Really try to keep that right arm pressed down as you twist across from that, opening up all the facet joints. So all the little joints on the side of your spine, just opening those up. Back to the center. Now hugging that left knee in. Just feeling where it feels a bit stiff. Sometimes I like to move it around a little bit and just find what area feels stiff and then focus and pull on that spot. Pull the knee in toward me. Left arm out to the side, left knee across the body. Opening up all the joints on the left side now. Back to the center. Cross that left ankle over the right knee. Grabbing behind the left thigh to stretch out the glutes. Shoulders are relaxed, pulling that knee in nice and tight. And switching over. So remember, if this is really stiff for you, leg down and just press the knee away. Otherwise, pulling that knee in. And then left foot down, straightening up that right leg to stretch the hamstring muscles. And then bend the right leg, straighten up that left leg. So always try to keep the leg bent here, that's down, rather than straight, because when the knee is bent, it just protects the low back. If you have really, really good flexibility, it's okay if you straighten that up, but if you're not so great flexibility like myself, then it's better to keep it bent just to protect the back. And then bending the left leg, and then we will finish with that.